Okay, this video is on general lab considerations and lab policies. So to start off with, I am your instructor for this lab. My name is Dr. H. Kaufman, PhD. You may refer to me as professor or doctor. And this is my email. Office hours, I don't know what office hours would be good for you. Maybe suggest sometimes on the Canvas discussions part. Okay, so moving along, you get experiments, and they're in the lab folder. You get an experiment about every week. Okay, and you get what you're supposed to do in here, right? So we're following the we'll also have a sample lab report, which I can show you. Right? So the sample lab report is the classical high school science lab format. Now these angled brackets denote replaceable items. Don't put angled brackets on your work. So this would become lab 1 and then intro logic gates. And then you would put your name here. Okay? And then you put your instructor's name and then you fix the date. And then you have your objective. Okay, so objective, you can get a hint on what the objective is from reading the lab write-up. Okay, so that's probably your objective there, or you might want to state it differently. I don't know. All right, so back to what you have to do. All right, so you actually only have a software part. We don't have a hardware part anymore because we don't have access to the lab with the hardware. So you only do the software part this term. Okay, so you're required to do a simulation of the 5 logic gates. Okay, no board is needed for simulation. Okay, so there's no board to buy this term. Now, software is installed on the computers in the ECE lab, which you cannot access currently. You have to install on your computer at home. You won't be able to install it if you have a Apple computer. Now, there are people who can run Windows software on Apple computers because they have purchased add-on software that lets them do that. For example, there's something called Boot Camp that you can buy for Apple that lets you run Windows program. So I don't know what you're going to do if you got an Apple computer. Okay, you might have to find a lab partner to share results with. Okay, I don't know. Now, okay, so you're going to be looking under Lab Help. That's where I provide you my information. Also, the lab write-ups here are in a folder called Labs. So for lab, you need to focus on the Lab Help folder. Okay, so there's a folder made for Lab 1 already. All right. And then I actually teach you the lab on videos. So it'll be a sequence of videos you need to watch to help you complete the lab. Okay, and then there's also PowerPoints. And I go over the PowerPoints in my videos. Okay. So yeah, so lab is about doing what the specification tells you have to do. All right. So there's a demo component to lab, a demonstration component, and there is a write-up component for lab. So the student needs to demonstrate that he or she has achieved the desired results. Okay, so these results are based on schematic and simulation waveforms. So I'll give an example. For lab 1, there would be this. So your schematic is going to be this. All right? And then your waveforms is going to be this. So you would somehow put these into your lab report. Okay? Now, lab report is not just these two things. Lab report, you have to create a structured document. Okay? And you need to explain what is in these figures. Okay? And then explain what you did. All right. Yeah, so you've got things that will help you complete the lab. You've got the videos, you got the documentation in the lab help course documentation section. I have both detailed and summary of steps. So I have really detailed instructions with screenshots, step by step, how to work the software. So demo is worth 4 points. So labs are out of 10. Demos are worth 4 points. And lab report is worth 6. Now, some labs are worth 20 points, like the projects, because they run for 2 weeks. And for those, I just grade out of 10 and double it. Okay? So in every lab, you make sure you include a screen capture schematic as well as the waveforms and results sections, because those constitute your demo. We can't have light demo anymore. So the only way I know if you got it working is if I have those in lab report, and then those need to be explained. See, below your waveforms, explain what the waveforms show or prove, or how they validate the correct operation. Right now, the lab report has sections. Where is it? So there's objective section, theory section. In the theory section, be very brief. Don't copy out a whole bunch of stuff on the textbook. So your theory for lab 1 would be that you are using various logic gates. Okay, and each gate can be characterized by a table, a symbol, and an equation. Okay, and you can give an example of that you can give for the AND gate. So you can give the AND gate table, the AND gate symbol, the AND gate description. And that actually would be enough. Okay, you might want to explain what Boolean constants are and Boolean variables are, but that would be about enough for this lab. So I'm not going to pick on this when I grade it. There just has to be something there. Again, equipment use, I'm going to pick on this. So there's only software. There's no hardware this term. There's no board to buy this term. Now, procedure. All right, in your procedure, do not give the step-by-step procedure for using the Quartus software. Okay, you need to explain how you derived your design. Now, in future labs, there will be a design specification. Now, here it tells you for the first lab, there's no specification. You're just going to work with the gates. All right, so your procedure would be just to draw the gates on the schematic and connect them to inputs and outputs and run the simulation to get the waveforms. Your procedure would be that for this week. Nothing complicated to derive or design. Okay, so we're on procedure. Where are we now? And then you have results. So you would have your schematic figure and your waveforms figure. Here I only have the waveform figures. You need to explain what is in those and what they mean. All right? And give a conclusion. I'm not going to pick on the conclusion either. All right? It's just got to be something there. Yeah, okay. So we've got we've got contact information. We've got where you need to go on Canvas to find my lab materials. Okay, so again, it tells you here that I gave you videos. So I got this video among others. And then I've got documents that explain what you need to do. Okay, so we've got contact information. We've got about lab reports. Now, lab reports are going to be uploaded to Canvas. Obviously, you can't hand in a paper report. And actually, we quit handing in paper reports years ago. So they're going to be uploaded to a Canvas assignment folder. The Canvas assignment folder will specify a due date when it has to be in. Okay? And usually, the way it works is you start a lab 1 week, and then the next week, that's the Saturday at the end of the next week, at 1 minute before midnight, the lab you did the week before is due. That's the usual way we do it. But to get the correct due date, you should go to the Canvas assignment folders where it's specified. Okay, so we've got all this covered. See, it's too bad there's no students here that I can talk to that they could ask me questions and this would all get sorted out. Okay, So yeah, I told you that maybe we can work on getting some office hours in the campus discussion. All right, and then we every week we're gonna do these labs. Okay, so first lab, you have to get your software installed. You have to read any documents on general instructions, like it might give you the sequence of videos to follow. Then you've got to play the videos and do the lab. So that's all I can think of for now. If you got any questions, maybe send me email. I don't know. Like I said, if there be students here, they could ask questions, and I wouldn't forget anything. And again, there's no board to purchase. No board to purchase. Software has to be installed on a computer at home. I got videos on how to do that. I got the files to download and install. So I guess I'm done.